we vote on your request for parole, we do have some questions. Do you think you'll be able to adjust to life on the outside?
Allow me to partologize myself. Suppositorily speaking, my incarceration has forced, you understand, the ventilation of, shall I say, my dairy air. And upon my discharge, I will ejaculate my mind to the prophylactic of the bowels of society.
But how would you support yourself, Mr. Bates, considering that your reading comprehension has gone down every year since you've been in prison?
A very vaginative proposition, my man. That is to say, prostitution pertaining to the cotex, you understand, of the argument. I myself have imminentized my liquidation, therefore, ergo, i.e., that is the instigation, which is excessive cleavage, shall we say. So, let me clarify, or, clarify. In other words, I'd probably teach.
All right, if there are no further questions, let us put this to a vote. All those in favor of parole vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed vote nay.
Nay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bates. Is there anything further you'd like to say?
Let me be venereal in my requisition for this body of congregation, see, for the personal gratification of my urethras. As the Greek philosopher Massengill once dictated, lickus my probiscus. Undouche me. I can find my own damnation in tardy completion.
Peace to the family. It is the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com here to talk some. I guess this is a part 2 from yesterday. Just more doubling down on that particular energy, and I wasn't able to get on as early as I would like to today based on the Patreon family showing up and showing out, delivering those MP3 readings, you feel me, every month on schedule like we supposed to for as little as $5 a month. So be sure to visit www.hoodmystic.com, scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see the link to join the Patreon family to get those monthly readings. And I'm telling you, those readings are on fire. So jump on board. And I will also give people the time, energy, and space to get a tarot reading on the tapped in portion of the show. But first I got to go through this particular information. So if you want kind of a rundown of the information for which I'll be talking to today, that will be located in the descriptions. I'll just go strictly in that order and breaking down some things, because where we live in the world and we have to relearn or reapply what tends to happen, we need to understand these particular forms and formats. And I'm going to take a step away from astrology and jump all back into it as we discuss this full moon energy in the succumbing days, well, subsequent days. And so with all of that being said, family, today we're talking about psychological operations, which we are particularly under. We are not under anything else outside of that. Psychological operations are operations to convey selected information and indicators to audiences to influence their emotions, motives, objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals, all in a particular alignment, all in a particular flow. And within that case, this is more or less of a sheep in a sheep herder situation. So within these particular paradigms, when we go through these liminal particular energies, you have to really understand, are you a sheep or are you a sheep herder? And all of these things are spiritual signification. So as we discuss the chaos magic of it all, I'll be breaking down that aspect as well. So yeah, I mean, let's just get into it. Let's just dive into it. That's just more or less the introduction. Yesterday, we got down into it where Trump was talking about how he is in an invisible war and he's a wartime president, and it's a wartime that's taking place, and we need to understand what that war is. I've been kind of laying it out video by video by video of the energy that's kind of present and the energy for which you can kind of take advantage of, and it's the energy of darkness. It's not particularly the energy of the sun, hence why the ancestors in particular areas throughout the country have literally blocked out the sun, and where these conspiracy theorists and things of that nature talk about chemtrails, which might be right and exact, but when we understand and do the knowledge and do the study of these particular times and spaces, we don't view it as, okay, chemtrails are bad, radiation is bad, 5G is bad, the Chris Brown is bad, this is bad. We're not looking at it in that fashion. We're looking at it as whatever happens is going to happen because I'm just a mere observer. However, my experience is in much more control because I'm not a sheep. I'm a sheep herder. So in the comments, in the chat, let me know, is you a sheep or is you a sheep herder? Is you a shepherd? You understand? Are you the Christ-like energy that's returned, for which you have the masses of energies getting shut down, and then this influx of cash being inundated throughout the society? And so that's an actual pivot point of how you going to materialize this energy. Are you going to be business, or are you going to be individual? Are you going to be public, or are you going to be private? Okay, and so these types of decisions that we're making moving forward, we have to just understand how this symbol work. In the last video, we were discussing business, and start paying yourself. Start your business and start paying yourself, even if you have a job, because you are your business. You are how you support yourself, is getting this paperwork in order. And it ain't, spending $1 million for a class or joining a goddamn religion, social group, or nothing to that effect. Is more of a personal, family understanding, legal understanding of your energy, who's paying you, and how you are successful out here. And so the first way that we understand how we successful is through the modality of words, meaning, symbols, abstracts, and all of that, right? First thing we want to talk about is language, right? And meaning. And words. In order to understand meaning, we have to understand what words are, and we have to understand what language is, because if the reason why I reference this is because if you watch these press conferences, if you have conversations with people, they'll speak in a particular language of a symbolic system that no longer exists. So when they're referencing scientific truths, right? Scientific truths, but then when you reference science in a space where, okay, this is absolute and matter of fact, there is no such thing in the realms of science. Scientists will tell you that, okay? They'll tell you that we don't know, we're simply learning, right? So in this human search, we are in the search for meaning. We're in the search for the abstract. We are in search for our purpose. And that purpose is constantly evolving in every moment. So there is no hierarchy. There is no scientific breakdown of a particular energy. It is now the time to build up, not break down some shit. Let's build up. Let's create a new language. And so we can create a new language in many different forms or facets. We can create a language through business. We can create a language through creative pursuits, writing songs together, putting out movies, But ultimately, the idea now is to create a new symbolic system based on your own personal meaning. Because if you are dealing with the information that's being spewed out in front of you, you are a part of the problem. I'm sorry to ruffle people's feathers, I'm sorry to disavow myself from the conscious community and start my own shit, the subconscious community, you feel me? Because if we go and not act like the world is continuing on the same pattern, and that the world hasn't particularly stopped and has restarted in a new pattern, and what needs to be discussed is the new languages, the new symbols, and the new systems, the new beliefs, and the new summaries. What does this mean? What does that mean? Okay? Creating new meaning for our lives moving forward, because you see now that the world that was is over. And the world that will be is now beginning. If you do not have your symbolic system set up, then you are part of the public sector. You're not part of the private sector. And when you are part of the public sector, you are part of the sheep. So this is a message. Okay. This is a transmission. Okay. They might say, oh, you got to do the sovereignty. You got to do this. No. You got to set up a business, sole proprietorship and beyond. And you got to begin to understand yourself in this world, in this barter, in this trade, and you got to find yourself. Okay. You got the time. This is the darkness period. This is the Nyx period. This is the point of night and dark combining, blocking out the sun. Any sun you see is a fake sun. Okay. We're dealing the sunshiny shit that's to come. This is the internal darkness for which we are to find that true light, that Syrian light, that Arcturian light, that starseed light, and we begin to develop that. Because within that structure of understanding, through the Syrian structure, through the Arcturian structure, what I'm saying is star systems and constellations that reside above our 12 normalized constellations, such as Pisces, Aries energy, for which we're in, right? There is higher octaves energy, Sirius, Atlantean, Atlas, Hydra, these energies for which we are bringing awareness to. They have new languages and new ways to communicate beyond, oh, I'm just the Aries, so let me do Aries shit. Okay, how do you express your Arcturian nature? How do you express your Atlantean nature, right? The thing is, it's from an internal perspective, because there is no books on how we are to move forward, but you are the book. So in doing the meditations, through bringing your awareness to the internal book, such as your chakras, such as your life, such as your experience, you do not need to listen to an external representation of leadership and information that is based upon a modern understanding of science, which even in its most classical, most studious, most exquisite human understandings of the world in science and biology and chemistry is very arcane and rudimentary to what is being brought forward by what is within you. Henceforth, why they have to shut down and disconnect you from people. Because the energy for which we were able to create by coming together at this particular point in time is bringing together the wholes. So a lot of men getting a lot of attention from females that they wouldn't normally get. And it's weird, right? Because like, look, giving me all this attention. But what they're picking up is on the spiritual vibration and this matter of a fact, where if you craving and wanting somebody from this perspective, you're not wanting them from a Maya glamour illusionary perspective. It's from a spiritual soul perspective. And the everyday Maya glamour of what you thought you wanted is not going to be there. Therefore, the real shit is going to rise to the surface. So if you have eyes, then see. If you have ears, then listen, and then move forward with this truth. Because what we're referencing now is the abstract, right? And a person will come to you in the realms of news, social media videos, YouTube professors, YouTube greats, YouTube legends, conscious community, most respected people in the world. They'll come to you with the most profound shit, right? And you'll be like, yep, that makes sense. But your meaning is on the philosophical level and not on the psychological level, because the psychological level is bringing in new ideas, new concepts, and abstract shit that you not even going to agree with off the rip. You only going to have to experience it. So from this perspective, it's freeing for me to get up here and just speak my truth. And either you catch these nuggets or they go over your head. You can like me or dislike me. I don't give a shit. You going to get the real me and my truth, and I don't give a fuck how you feel about my truth, right? And my truth is based upon study and consensus and argument. I don't create my truth in a lab in my own thoughts in my own head. I'll build and I'll discuss and I'll even argue and get home the point. Some people are afraid to argue because they don't want to piss somebody off that they're trying to use or distract or use. So within that point, they want to keep the peace up until the point they want to screw you over. I'll let you know my intentions first and foremost, what I like, what I don't like, what I need, what I don't need, and you can make the decision right off the rip. I'm not going to show you the negative sides and the positive side. I'm not going to show you the positive sides of my personality to reel you in and act like there is no negative side to my personality. Oh, I got needs, I got wants, I got desires. It's shit that I do not tolerate in a relationship. First off. So, certain dudes would be like, yeah, baby, it's your world, queen, goddess, whatever you say, goddess. You know what I'm saying? And reel your ass into a particular point where they don't got shit to offer but their words. So within that space, it's very important to talk to people all the time, right? Positive and negative, light and dark. To get a full grasp on that person, get a full experience on that person, and then come to particular conclusions. Because where we're at in this world, where there's a human understanding of life, a philosophical understanding of life, but then there's also the psychological understanding of life, which I'm speaking to. The behavioral side of life, to which you could behave in the form of a sheep, or you can behave in the form of a shepherd, and that's your choice. This channel here is like magic shit, you feel me? It's about controlling this shit. It's about taking control of your environment. Everything within it is magical processes, spiritual development, creating the world around you from within. So beyond that, everything that I talk about is psychological, meaning that it's from the soul, meaning that is abstract. And so in order to deal with these particular abstract ideas, concepts, people say you're using big words. No, I just want to be clear about what the fuck I'm talking about. Because where you think it's social, where you think it's racial, where you think it's sexual, where you think it's personal, it's strictly about finding your soul and tapping into something larger than yourself. And then that is everything. Then you deal with the symptoms of, right? The experience of understanding these things. Because I'm a mystic. I'm psychological. I'm not philosophical. I do not love knowledge, and I do not love information. I love the actual part of my soul for which I'm expressing myself from. I'm expressing my soul, my psychology, right? Psychology is direct meaning and experience. Philosophical understanding is, if you give me this point, I need another point to bring it together to make it make sense. Which is ironic in the conscious community, because the most famous people speak from a space where you might say, damn, he's speaking over my head. Like, that nigga's deep. I don't understand what the fuck he's talking about, but man, he's good at it, and man, he got a lot of followers, and man, he get a lot of donations, and man, his wife sure is bad, and man, his Instagram sure be glossy, and man, you know, he wear chains, and man, he does this, and man, he does that. He's impressive. Spirit must really fuck with him, because it creates the, you know, it fills in the blanks of shit. But what if I said Jomo's spiritual experience might be from a shaman who don't even be on the internet, who don't even promote himself, you gotta know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and you gotta be courageous enough to go into them spaces, into the unknown, to even meet your spiritual advisor. And I bet you your guru don't look nothing like for which you expect them to look. I bet you that your guru is somewhere not looking for you. You need to be looking for him, right? And this is a psychological point of view if you feel like this thing is necessary for you. But then again, psychology is based upon the experience, and the experience is based upon dealing with other people in a peaceful, prosperous manner, and dealing with people outside of intention. Dealing with people just purely out of the love of your soul and the spreading out of that. Sometimes people reach out to you because they need your energy in return. You notice the difference between a person who's giving out of love, but then the person that's giving for the stimulant for which your observation and attention is relied upon. Right? And this is philosophical because it makes sense. You have a platform and you want to speak to as many different people. Psychologically speaking, you just want to talk to whoever wants to receive your message. Because the system is set up for growth, more subscribers, more views, more monetization, more support, more ads. You think you're supposed to play that game, and if you're not successful in that game, you don't even have a YouTube channel. However, you might want to express yourself, right? But you might be like, well, damn, I'm only going to have 3 subscribers. Well, fuck it. You better show your ass for those 3 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Nurture those 3 subscribers. Love those 3 subscribers. Because every time I get on this video, I'm like, YouTube might tweet, and I might just be talking to one person. Fuck it. Me and you, we about to do this shit. Me and you. I'll talk to just you on this motherfucker. I don't need multiple people to vibrate on me, because my business model is one-on-one conversations and one-on-one builds. I talk to multiple people, and it's one-on-one builds. And all of that shit is sacred. Okay, because it's psychological, it's not philosophical. Okay, and this is shit that I've created in my life to set up my shit. So when you deal with psychological understandings, you're creating your own meaning, right? Based upon experience. See, the experience of being, like, one time I put out like a full moon video, that shit did like 15,000. I got like so many readings. I got like, you know what I'm saying, low key got like 150 readings in like a month time. I said never a fucking again. I scaled my shit down. I was like, you know, somebody told me like, yo, you could get way more views and way more monetization, way more growth if you just do the Western astrology. I said, but the Western astrology is a pure lie. I wouldn't just purely just come out here and lie to my people like that. That's not even integral. It's like I don't like an astrologer who studies astrology and astronomy for multiple years knows that the real science is sidereal and Vedic, and the Western is to throw you off the scent. Philosophically, though, you want to still do Western because it's how you communicate to the masses. It's how you communicate to the sheep. But I don't want no sheep that's just going to believe in lies. You know what I'm saying? And besides, I don't even want to speak to the sheep. I want to speak to the shepherds who are in control of other sheep, right? Because I'm all about magic here. It's all about leaving your ego at the door and touching into something more sublime. It's all about finding meaning, and you do not find meaning through words and intellectualization and philosophical connections. You only find meaning through the experience. Philosophical needs a connection to even be grasped. However, the psychological abstract needs no connection, but you will find that it has 100 different connections. The relationship between me and my wife, we met and we hit it off, but as we grew, we found different ways that we connected before we even knew each other. That's psychological versus meeting a girl who looks bad, ass like pow, titties like wow, doing everything I want, presenting no challenge to me, right? That's philosophical, which is not the situation for which I'm not advising anybody to go down that fucking road. And a lot of people go into relationships wanting a philosophical love, wanting a philosophical life, and not even understanding the truth. What's more powerful, your relationship of knowledge and information, or your soul's experience, right? Are you an experience or are you information? Because I'm going to be blunt with y'all. If y'all was ever to kick it one-on-one with a lot of these esoteric conscious niggas, that shit will blow your fucking high. Straight blow it. Because where you abstractly attracted and drawn to that particular energy, they off on some philosophical shit. And it don't line up. So how do you reach the psychological truth? Well, you follow your intuition and you follow your effort. Intuition is one thing, but effort match with intuition. I'm thinking about this person, call them. That's psychological. I'm thinking about this. I want to do this, but I don't do it. I want to start a YouTube channel. It's free. Start it. I want to start a business. Small investment. Start it. I want to holler at Shorty. She fine as hell. Holler at her. If she shut you down, be like, well, why you do that? I really don't like when guys DM me in my inbox because it's just internet shit and you don't know me for real. You don't know if I stink. You acting like you love me for real. What if I told you I had HPV? Would you still love me? Why you always got to take it left? I don't know. So, finishing up this philosophical versus psychological thing. Philosophical is based in logic and it needs a connection. And when you don't have that connection, you actually break the fuck down. Because you're a sheep. And your leader is the source of your wisdom and knowledge because he is the disseminator of it. You went to his schools, you went to his jobs, you drove his cars, you had his taxes, you did his licenses, you did his homes, you had his landlords, you had everything about him was USA, USA, USA. So that is your daddy, right? Right. You don't like it like that, but that's how it is. So when he say lock your ass in your crib, guess what you do? You double bolt that shit. When he say you need toilet paper, what you do? You get some Charmin double wide, fill up the whole car. Well, you ain't getting no food. You ain't getting no water. What happened? You're like, shit, I spent my check on this goddamn toilet paper because I don't know. Right? That's philosophical. So psychological will have you break down everything that a person say down to his gristle. So if a person not psychologically sound and they come at me and I see their intentions with every single question, like even a question within itself reveals a person's intention because that's what questions do. If a real person wants to fuck with you, they'll offer and they'll show you what they have to offer. They're not going to ask you no questions or provoke your mind. You don't have to ask people, hey, Do you want this? No, I'm gonna give it to you. And if you don't want it, then you decline it. Do y'all want t-shirts? No, I'm gonna give you the shirt. If you don't want it, then just don't send me the fucking address. But here go this love. You know what I'm saying? Here go this love. You don't gotta support me every month. You know what I'm saying? That drive be real. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these days and times. Oh man, all the $10 subscribers. I was like, shit, I'm gonna send y'all these shirts before I do anything. First thing I did, hop on there, send out them shirts. Shit. People support means a lot. And sometimes you don't nurture that support based upon you think you deserve the support. You don't deserve shit. You understand what I'm saying? You just have to understand this actual matrix and how this game is played. You think you deserve shit and you ain't playing the game, nigga, I feel sorry for you, right? So within that is more or less, if wealth comes to me, I gotta constantly think of how I'm giving wealth back. Okay. So psychological versus philosophical, changing the boys into men, changing the sheep into shepherds, mastering this actual paradigm for which we call life, and not playing around with this shit, not looking at the external but looking at the internal. So we're going to just break down one more aspect and then jump right into this tapped in section. You know, all of that energy for the chats. I hope y'all saved some of the energy for the tapped in. I'll be placing the links in the description very soon. So yellow magic, one aspect of chaos magic. Chaos magic has 8 aspects. I deal with various aspects from time to time. You can Google Blue Magic Compendium. It is the first of its kind. It is to tap into the frequency of wealth in a structured, simple, magical, esoteric way. People going to be like, you know, manifestation money, be real confusing about that shit. Blue Magic Compendium. It's only one. Oh, how much does it cost? It's free 99. Free 99. It's a special going on. Within that compendium, we're discussing how to understand the concept of money from the blue understanding. And then from that blue understanding, we are creating the deity or energy that is going to sustain you in the financial realm. And within that entity, you figure out how to feed him, how to nurture him or her or it, right? And over time, you manifest the financial desires for which you have programmed your entity to give you the shit. And that is the Blue Magic Compendium. That's just the cliff notes of the cliff notes, family. It gets much deeper. People been rocking with me for a minute. Y'all can get in the chat or in the comments. Yeah, the Blue Magic Compendium was official, right? It was official. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. So that's blue magic. Today we are talking about yellow magic. And yellow magic is more of utilizing your personality and infusing your personality and separating your personality from the self. You got to be real adept to become the president of the United States. You got to be down with levels and levels of initiations and mythic rituals and things of that nature. And what these rituals and initiations do, they separate you from your true self. And within you being separated from your true self, you have to connect with your soul, but then you realize you have a personality. So whatever personality you're gifted with, or the personalities that you create for yourself, you begin to mold them and refine them and make them better day after day after day. So Trump's form of yellow magic was via Twitter. He tweets multiple times daily and has done this for years, right? That's the yellow magic, kind of the seed being planted and nurtured and grew daily, you know. And then the QAnon, which is the conspiracy theory that says Trump is an agent of positive change for the world, and he's here to get rid of all of the bad guys. And this is at a subconscious level, right? But Trump probably was the first person that engaged the conscious or the spiritual conspiracy theory community and said, yeah, I'm fucking with y'all. Y'all know what y'all talking about. Y'all might have some points, but I can't just generally just talk to y'all like I want to talk to y'all. However, right, I'm gonna tell y'all a wild story about Trump. I was working at the Renaissance Hotel, like a part-time gig on the weekends and stuff, and I was working valet, and I was working like overnight valet, and it don't be nothing, so I just usually just sleep and, you know, catch that sleeping man's check, right? So I'm catching my check, but you know, I don't sleep all the time. I went to go get me some lunch. And, you know, lunch is like this double-sided mirror, you know what I'm saying? And it was early in the morning, so I guess is what you call my lunch, but it would be breakfast or whatever the case may be. But I'm getting my shit. And I guess that same time, I was working at the Renaissance Hotel downtown Columbus. This is around 216. Y'all can Google it. Columbus, Trump in Columbus, the Renaissance Hotel speech, whatever. Yeah, I was working there at that particular time, and in a double-sided mirror, Trump looked in the mirror and fixed that. He fixed his hair, and I was standing right in front of him while he fixed his hair, and I'm just standing there just looking at him fix his shit. He stood there for about, like, you know, about 15-30 seconds, and, you know, in the moment, 15-30 seconds can be like 2 minutes, you know. That's a long time to just kind of just be sitting there fixing your shit. And I was like, yo, this is wild. He don't even see me, but I see him, which was kind of crazy. But that's just my Trump story, my Trump experience. Beyond that, Trump do a lot of ego magic, right? If you want to case study on how to utilize the mass, utilize the ego, and how to presume confidence and charisma, how to presume creativity, thinking on the spot, and then presume assertion and domination over a whole entire nation, right? When the whole nation is like, well, you shouldn't be here, but he not even thinking in that fashion. You don't even, like, people put out songs called F Trump, which is literally, like, you would think, like, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, he was like, I'm gonna put out a song saying F the president. And people would just be like, nah, yo, you can't really do that. Even if, like, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, dude, shitty. But you can't just say that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're right, but find a different way to express yourself. Nah, people just come off the rip like, I can't stand him, I don't like him, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, at a certain point, you obviously feel like that's a part of his magic, and that's the fuel to his fire, and that's the actual mythology that he's actually working towards. It's either or, to be someone's enemy or to be someone's savior. And I bring all of this to say that because he's utilizing this form of chaos magic, right, clearly broken down in all forms and fashion, he's using the ego, he's using the charisma, confidence, he's using the creativity principle, then he's using the assertion, domination, he's using ego magic, clear as day. So within all of that being said, I would say, well, shit, why don't we do it? What is the antithesis to this particular energy for which, you know, is either abundant or, you know, your personality be the triumphant personality for which, you know, victory takes place? And creating a victorious particular type of ego, and really creating an ego that is successful in the society, that is bringing the society to his knees or bringing the society and raising it up, because that's what they're doing. They're playing magical games, right? They're playing the psychological game, right? Doing the psychological operation, and we're taking it literally and doing the philosophical game. If they're doing the psychological game, my thing is, let's start doing the psychological game back and create these entities and avatars and egregores and seeing shit all through the planet for destruction or building things up, whatever the case may be, whatever your magic entails is necessary. When you tune into this channel, when you tap into this frequency, it's for you to do fucking work, right? It ain't for you to sit by and be passive and join my group or, support me or none of that shit, even though I get a lot of support and I'm really appreciative of that. It would make me, the support comes from when people actually do the work and the actual encouragement over time. I will only want the support and everything to be mutual and on the same level of me giving, right? Give from the soul, give from the heart. And I would just want you to feel that. And then from there, I want you to apply that in your everyday one-on-one relationships with your girl, with your dude. The love that I have for you, I want you to experience that in your household. And the reason why yellow magic is so powerful for us, because Trump is utilizing the power of the sun. What we could do is utilize the power of the sun and the moon, right? The serotonin and the melatonin. So once we tap into this biophometic energy, what is happening is that we're raising our testosterone and we're raising our serotonin at the same time and utilizing it into our crown chakra and creating the new neuromelon super melatonin substance by raising up our frequency. And this happens almost naturally when we understand that our ego is just a mask. And our magic comes from empowering our ego, if that's what we want to do. But we don't look at another person's ego or yellow magic and be like, oh my God, I hate him, I can't stand him. Because that's the point of the magic. To bring it. Your dominance comes from raising your energy. And so I lost connection for a second. With that being said, I guess that was the key to tap in. So mute your speakers. We about to tap in. Yeah, we went through a little situation. Okay, yeah. Couldn't hear myself for a second. So yeah, let me get this tapped in section together. Yeah. You know how spirit be, they be like, all right, that's enough, Nick. You done said enough. Talking for goddamn 40 minutes now. You getting ahead of yourself, nigga. Slow down. Reel it in. There's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow, big dog. So, family. That is the link for tapped in. And go ahead. Get this phone number. And I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing. Got the blue vibration going on the camera. I don't even know why. It's like weird. You tap in with me, you'll see like me on the camera. It's like super blue. I don't even know why the hell it's even doing this. Like it just got the blue tint, blue vibration, Nipsey Hussle vibration. So go ahead and tap in with me. Got the number located in the chat. Also the actual modality for you to tap in. So yeah. Did the hold up? Peace to the family. 70 people in the chat. I know I can get one person to tap in with me. That's 253-215-8782. Let me know if it's saying that you can't get through or something to that effect, so I can do some edits. But hopefully it's working just fine. But click the link to tap in Zoom. Or if you got a phone, just call in 253-215-8782. Said she trying, but she can't. Let me see. I can do it this way. And then y'all can ask questions in the chat, and I'm open for tarot readings as well and promotion of the Patreon page. So, if you don't mind me promoting my Patreon page, then feel free to get a read. But I'm gonna resend that link. That number is still valid though, so if you need to, you can call that number in the chat, and I'll even post that number once again as well. That is the link, family, located in the chat. Give y'all two numbers just in case one number don't work. Multiple numbers out here. Multiple numbers. It said it wanted a password. Okay, let me see what that is. Or let me just cut that off. Let's go to edit. It's in progress. End it. And there go Kevin. No, I just chop it up with the Born Identity. It ain't really nothing to me. As soon as he get his shit come through. Some reason he ain't need a password, but if y'all do need a password, I'm gonna put it on the chat, family. And Kevin, you can unmute yourself whenever you're ready, big dog. Maybe you can shed some light on the Patreon reading for me, big dog. We live. Here we go. Peace, Kev. What's good, brother? Dun, 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 dun. No, Drea, you can just tap in, via you just tap in. I'm giving tarot readings for free right now. So what's good, Kev? What's good, Kev? What's good? Yeah. How's that been affecting you? Positively, negatively, no change? Mm-hmm. 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 Powerful, man. I want you to know something, bro. Like the ability to dream and the ability to, deal with this particular energy in a conscious way, that's a gift. I hope you feel that way too when you have those particular dreams. And the fact that you journal in them and then gonna go back over them, that's even more powerful because you put in significance to the sublime and the real shit, bro. So, shouts out to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think a lot of us do that. Mm-hmm. Right. You actually leveling up and actually tapping into a level that you didn't necessarily know that you could, but I'm here to let you know, like, all the conversations that we have and all the bills that we have, they're like not for nothing. Like they really do matter. You know what I'm saying? In this progress, in those dream journals and the collection of all of that, I'm just saying that shit is super valid, bro. That shit is dumb valid. So, continue to grow and continue to process those things. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really, really, really dope because that's what I was saying in here. It's like when you put the psychological first, then you deal with the symptoms of, and you don't gotta actually work on the symptoms. The symptoms are a byproduct of the work. So, I mean, you a testament to that particular energy, Kev. No problem, man. Ashe, Ashe. Yeah, and within that reading was very important. I don't never really say shit like this, but I was like, keep that reading and listen to the words that I said on that. Not because they my words, bro. Like not in that fashion, but I really felt that from that perspective of what I was speaking was something that could actually help you in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that I ain't gonna share what was said, but you know what I did say, like that was really, really like super coming from the heart, bro. No problem, Kev, bro. No problem. Sure, sure. Cool, cool, cool. Ashley, what's up? Ashley, you there? Check one, check two. She muted herself. QA Pro P20 Pro. I don't know. You just calling on your phone. Say something though. If you got a Huawei phone, P20 Pro, it'd be like, yo. Or no. Uh oh. I see. I feel. Here we go. What's good? I can hear you. Sure. Yeah, I peeped the accent. You know, you just can do whatever you want to do. You know, you call, express yourself. You know, was you listening to the bill? You know, there's no real process to these actual bills. I just kind of open the floor. You can say something. You know, you could. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Right. Mhm. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's for all of us. Thank you. Oh man, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the vibrations. I appreciate, you know, that UK truth and gritty grime, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of my DNA as well, you know. So, you know, just holding that, I feel like you got that tight energy you holding down, you know what I'm saying? Just working on the underground and you know, your time to shine is really close, you know. So, you know, continue to put in that work, continue to do that work, and you know, it's going to manifest, you know. So you say things are going kind of up for you or crazy or whatever the case may be, it's that alchemy time, bro. Hmm. Indeed, bro. What's your name? Sure, sure, sure. Peace. Victor? Victor, Victor. Cool, cool, man. Nice to meet you, and I'm so happy that you called representing that international connection. We need those vibrations. We need that brotherly love from coast to coast. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I really do appreciate the reach out from, you know, in a whole nother country. So, you know, that all of that is deep to me. Ashe. Ashe. Yeah, man. We doing this shit together, man. And shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to the EFI and the Yoruba communities and all of that. You know, I appreciate the love because without those particular vibrations, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. You know what I'm saying? So I always give thanks to all of those particular energies, especially that West Africa, you know, that West Africa energy, it gets real. So, shout out to you, man. You said what? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ashe. Ashe. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Ashe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. But our foundation was, the African movement and going back to Africa and all of that, those foundations. So it's like brothers finding each other. And our story can't be told isolated. You know what I'm saying? It has to be told together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Ashe. Ashe. Africa means the land, And when you walking on the land, you walking in Africa. You never not outside of Africa. I think that's what people kind of miss the point of this thing. They think Africa is across there or they think America is over here. No. We are one. Africa means the land. So even in the etymology sense. Man, I appreciate you, Victor, and all of your guides and all of your following, and the whole family from West Africa to the UK. I'm sure you got some ties in Jamaica as well. So that whole triangle of energy, which is radiating and rising and bringing this connection together. I feel the energy and feel the vibration. I know when I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to one person. You don't even think like that. So when I talk to you, I gotta say hi to mom, right? I gotta say hi to dad. I gotta say hi to the kids running around. I gotta say hi to the whole tribe. So from my heart to yours, sending that vibration out. Yeah, for sure, man. Keep it up. Peace, Victor. Ashley, you still there? Peace, bro. Yeah, I can hear you. What's good? Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I can feel it. Mm-hmm. Cause it's your audience, and like certain, like I might know something, right, and I might feel like because I know it, everybody knows it, but what you tend to understand and intuitivize is that shit, like shit could be profound to a person who don't know nothing. So continue to bridge the gap with your old self, realize how you were, and speak to that person and have that conversation and have that build and walk them along to even get you to the place where you at now. And then once you connect to that, then you continue to grow as a family. But it's your tribe is out there, and you got to kind of step into that role of leading your tribe. And you can tell by the resonance and the strength in your voice, that when you want shit to happen, it happens, type of deal. So that when you be putting in work, it be working. So it's like, it might get to a point where you got to help people out, get to that next level. So I'm hoping that you take that step. And once you do take that step, shoot me a link. I'm going to share it to the family. So, if you ain't got no subscribers, you got one, sis. Like, stop playing. Oh yeah, no. That one, everything is a read though, but it's just kind of like I just want to let you know, like, that ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. We need to spread these voices. Stardust, okay, Stardust. And then beyond that, did you have a particular question or just kind of general type of energy? Something fell out. The Wheel of Fortune fell out. So keep that. Keep that. Wheel of Fortune. You got the Six of Swords, and then you got the Five of Swords. So, like, quick read, quick real off the top. Like, it's some educational shit that's going on, but that education is really tied into making or breaking, which where everybody is going on. This can kind of just be like super general, like, because this can help a lot of people, because this actual point in time where you wondering, like, what's your next break, what's your next fortune, where's your next thing, you got the space and time and energy to now begin to investigate and really create the science for which is going to manifest the greatest thing for you. So this could be one or two things. This could be like going back to school literally, or learning yourself literally. Like, you ready to learn when you buy a brand new notebook, you get you a brand new fucking pen, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just about to just create something new. You feel me? I know you know what I'm talking about. Yes. 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 Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. So this is more or less of like a confirmation energy. And if you ever feel anything, so that's first off, right? That's first off. But subsequent to that, you taking care of your business, you don't never know if you taking care of your business or not, especially when you are transformational. When you get those feelings of like, what the hell am I doing? Sis, you know what you're doing. Like, you know what you're doing. So it's like, maybe you ain't there yet. That little nudge of doubt that we all deal with. I won't be ashamed of it or nothing. I just be like, well, shit, I'm having this particular doubts towards this. So what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, ask yourself these questions. Don't ignore whatever conflicts come up. Maybe investigate those conflicts, because that's probably the energy that you need. Yeah. So that's what I got. Ashe. Ashe. It's definitely a confirmation. You said you was in school for real estate. I said, oh shit, that's Six of Swords and Wheel of Fortune all day. That's science and money. You know what I'm saying? The more you learn, the better you become, So take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Take it seriously. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Let's get it. I see, like, okay, and you got a lot of things working for you. So once you have those, you got experiences already that you can kind of write down, that you can begin to convey to, the sisters and the brothers out there that need to hear the message. Beyond that, you gonna have some new shit to tell the people, that you manifesting. But I would definitely like have a collection of your wins, like whatever you consider wins. Write down all of your wins, and then whenever get to a point like, what should I do a video on? Like, open my win book. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a video on this today. Got me? So definitely, I should. No problem, Stardust. You know what's up. Whatever you need. Shoot me an email. Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. So you can message me on there too, and feed and what we hope for is people to contribute. So when things happen and things shake and you feel like sharing, shoot us a little message on the Slack. Let us know you there. All right, Stardust. No problem. Peace. Goddess Sasha, you in the building? What's good? Doing excellent. Doing great. How are you? Mm-hmm. 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 Asha. Okay. And is it Goddess Sasha or Goddess Asha? I want to be clear on that. Goddess Asha. Okay. And thank you like for your energy and your presence. And it's so funny. I said, thank you for your energy and your presence. And as I was saying that, I pulled the High Priestess. So let's just start there, right? And then we have the White Buffalo women, and we can, we can continue to build on that energy. And then we have the Four of Cups. So let's deal with it. So in this process of growth, I don't know if you've reached the realization of full goddess energy or that humanity still lingers, and that's more or less the make or break to understanding this, because we got the Four of Cups, which indicates a mixed happiness where we have the goddess, we have the Ashe, we have everything. We have the White Buffalo, and the White Buffalo is a powerful totem, especially for this time and day where it really speaks to purity. So purity is like a very powerful principle when it comes to your path, because I don't feel like you can be approached or touched, or not saying that like common folk. Let me be clear, you know what I'm saying? Like the masses gotta kind of keep their distance from you. So whether you do that through business, through your platform, through your work, whatever, through your teaching, that is the particular distance and the variation for which the goddess within you wants to express herself. And beyond this process, you have to really center in the channeling that is coming from the goddess. And the purity comes from, until you understand your energy 100%, energies will come in and try to disrupt and distort that, because you really not even never supposed to be touched. I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. Mm, Ashe. Yes. And you really protect yourself by really honoring the goddess, like within yourself as an entity of some sort. And I don't know if that energy is completely abstracted within you, to whereas you might have a human inclination that is ambition and it's not receptivity, where it's like it's so receptive that you might not never have to actively actualize your purpose is in understanding who you are, and that could be the hardest thing for a person to to really accept, because the society indicates that you got to be doing something, which your heart is indicating that you need to be yourself, you need to channel, you need to understand who the goddess is in your mere presence. Because if you I can Google you Google. I can email you an episode that I read or heard about the white buffalo woman. If you need some experience of how to approach her or what her energy represents, it is the highest. Okay. Ashe. Yeah, it's one of the highest resonances on the planet. So this is, if the highest resonance on the planet is accessible, and you can see, like, it don't make sense. It has to be a radiation. It's a white light, a white auric field for which you gotta kind of always be in. And it's not like you gotta walk around the world. You literally gotta glide. So it's like certain surfaces you can't really walk over. You might look at a particular surface and just shake your head and just turn around because certain energies aren't ready for your presence. And when you put your presence in front of people who aren't ready, it nothing happens to you, but you're such a compassionate being that, in the stories of White Buffalo Woman, the energies that reached out to touch her, they perished. So it's just like you have to really protect people if you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but you are in complete alignment and just the full acceptance of this spiritual journey as you move into your 10-year process, which is the unification back to oneness. However, it's additional 0, which is the receptive principle that you are now embodying, but you are still one with your energy. You are still one with yourself. Ashe. Beautiful share. Such a beautiful energy. And like I said, I give thanks and, honor for your presence and your energy this afternoon. Yeah. Appreciate it. And it's so funny you said that as soon as she walked into the room. She wasn't here the whole time. And like the moment she walks in the room, you give honor, Ashe, to my wife. So, we just give honor and thanks to you. And we continue that infinity loop of, positivity, bliss, happiness, prosperity, love. You said the audio is messed up? Okay. Is it like too loud? Oh, she can't. Oh, couldn't hear her. I wonder if the whole time people can hear. For the most part, wow, that's. I'm so sorry, but we was all on the Zoom, just having a conversation. Maybe it wasn't for everybody to hear, so Damn, that's kind of crazy, but yeah, I unmuted you, so you can say hi to the family.
Hi, Mama Mystic.
Yeah, thank you. But yes, thank you so much.
Appreciate you both. Thank you.
Indeed, you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Peace. The Rebels.
Yo,
What's good?
what's good, bro?
Nothing much. Nothing much. What's good with you? The Rebel. Oh, you muted yourself out. Oh, I keep messing with you. You do it.
Yeah.
Yo, my
Can
fault.
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm not technology savvy,
Uh-huh.
Especially when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah. It gets complicated. What's good though?
Yeah, especially learn the platform. Ain't nothing much, man. To just call and let you know, nigga, really appreciate everything that you're doing. You're really changing my life, when doing the work, putting in the work really. So when you put in the work, is the outcome is coming to play right now. Really appreciate everything that you've been doing for me.
Oh man, it's
And,
more or less of
y'all
just.
reading was on point too this
Oh,
morning.
thank you, thank you. You know, it's just more or less of not me, it's you. You know, just trying to bring you into perfect alignment of yourself and your soul, and then bringing that to the future. Like I just want you to be yourself, and everything that I said and expressed was, truth. So hopefully, you could receive those messages, and then take those messages and then empower your life and your family.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Everything you've been doing, reaching out to these people on these platforms, you the real deal, bro. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I try, man. Try to keep it 100 and authentic, man, and not be in some fucking glass house or no shit like that,
That's what it is too, man. Like
Yeah,
authenticity, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You can't hack authenticity no matter how much you try to hide or portray yourself to be something. It's all about authenticity and being true with yourself too.
right.
It's like just dealing with the society right now, looking around the people with the mask on and everything. It's like it's a beautiful time to be alive because who's where everybody's mindset is at and they're where they're going really. You
Right,
try to reach out to everybody and tell them, feed them information as much as you can.
right,
It's up to them to accept it.
right. And it's like you can see people where they're coming from real easy, so it's not a point in time where you can be confused about people and their intentions in 2020, which is beautiful to me because it's real easy to just like, oh, you doing all of that talking. All right, what you got to back it up? Nothing. All right, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like it's real easy to just kind of just say whatever you want to say and never have no interactions with the people. So it's just like, yo, if we can't build, then we can't. What are we doing? Like I don't want no fans. This ain't for fanfare. It's actually for Magic and awakening. Like I want to give you something sustainable. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you
Yeah.
something that is just gonna make you feel good for me talking. So it really happen. The work really happens after these phone calls. That's what I think.
Yeah, most def. Even putting in the work, I think it's time to take the next step in this practice, in everything that I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say your reading was so on point, brother, man. That shit gave me goosebumps. Listen to the shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
To the point where like, damn, like, okay, I've been doing my thing for a little bit, expanding,
Mm-hmm.
learning more, researching, but it's like I need more. I need to do more,
Mm-hmm.
more research and more expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And dealing with the ancestors, bro,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the best things that ever happened to my life, man. Reaching
Mm-hmm.
and getting a hold, getting grounded,
Mm-hmm.
watching your videos and watching, other people's videos also.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
It's just keeping it going to the next step.
Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because like just thinking about your reading and then just kind of just understanding like everything that I said, like yeah, just that particular energy at that time and a place. I don't gotta say it here, but you know what I say.
Yeah.
It's like going to that place. That's real deal Holyfield. Ain't nothing can stop you now because like that place is open. It's open for business.
Mm-hmm.
All
Right,
the
that's open too,
businesses
24 hours.
24 hours. Everything else is closed. But you know what I'm saying? We got a secret hideout. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We underground with it too.
Underground with it, bro. Underground. Yeah.
Still trying to reach out though. But I reach out again though, man.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I, I
yeah.
appreciate the slack and everything, and
No doubt.
I'll always come in and reach out from now. Cause some people, when you start on this journey, they're all worried about just making money, which is fine and dandy.
Right.
But then some people don't have the necessary funds at that time.
Right.
Eventually, when the funds come, if you're still pure and authentic, then
Right. It benefits you. It benefits you later. But you miss out on the opportunities of actually meeting real people based upon how much money they got or based upon what they got. That'll be a crazy shit, right? You based everything on like your business and your career and all of that. And then 2 weeks later, like oh yeah, we canceled all of that shit. But your whole relationship was built on the fundamental society shit that's over, you know. So it's good to kind of have these spiritual foundations, because what we'll notice, like we on the wave, right? We ahead of the curve and realizing what's true and real, and then utilizing it within ourselves and doing the magic and the work necessary to build ourselves up. So when people are like, well, how'd you do that? How'd you get that? Like, nigga, we was actually telling you when
We
and how
build,
and where,
nigga.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be stupid about it. So it wasn't about the jobs or the work or the money. It was about the spiritual energy. It was about the ashe. It was about the power. And, you know, we we figured out that place, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I appreciate you, man.
No problem,
I
bro.
appreciate you. Let me get off this shit here, man. Let me get back to
Ashe.
watching these people with these masks and all this here.
Man,
Crazy out
going
here,
crazy, going crazy.
Yeah,
going crazy. Showstopper was
All right,
good.
I say, man.
Ashe, shout out to you, man.
All right, peace.
Peace. Showstopper. Showstopper. People be showstopper. Be busy. What's next? Think I'm a. Alright, showstopper. You will come back. Sabine, straight from Denmark. What's good?
Huh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Sure. What's good?
Hello.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
good.
well, not much. Actually, mostly I came on to Zoom just to listen because I couldn't catch the sound and
Oh
YouTube.
yeah. That was.
But now I've got you. Like, I was thinking maybe you could pull me a card or two.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get to tap in on the Patreon because I don't know. I forget the app is there.
Yeah. You know, Sabine, it ain't nothing. You know, like you know how we get down. How you been though?
I'm good. I'm busy in my own world, yeah.
Yeah. How's everything in Denmark? Is it normalizing, getting crazier? What's the situation?
I don't know. Because I haven't left my village for a week.
Beautiful.
So and I just somewhere around last week I decided that okay, fine. So it seems that the powers that be seem to be stopping. So let me also try this stopping completely. So this is what I've been doing. I've been trying. I've just been using the time to just tap in to dig my roots deep,
right,
into my and into my ancestors as well.
Yeah, of course.
Reconnecting this thing. Yeah.
Of course, the Sabians, one of the powerful energies
and
of the whole entire planet, right there. You know, you tapped in with the Sabian energy. Go ahead. What's up?
This is.
You ain't think I knew that?
No, I knew. No, I did. You were saying something about yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. You were speaking to this about the ancestors, sort of. I think you were talking about the clouds, and I've been thanking mine for sun. But Ashe, they have been acting, and the thing is, this is my experience even this past few weeks, that as I've been slowing down and allowing to see the signs and to read the messages, it's been coming on really strong.
Yes.
And I see this in other people's lives as well. So.
Yes. And so the cards that I got for you are like the 5 of Discs and Alchemy. And I want to look at those cards separately. And then, but I got the 10 of Swords. And I seen all of this and I was like, okay, I see this, but I need a clarifier. So I clarified it with the 6 of Swords. Okay. So I see that, okay, things might not be the way that you want them to be right off the rip. But like you wanting the sun and thanking for the sun, it's like you really appreciate that one side of life and might want to avoid the other side of life. But alchemy is like you got to be one, and that oneness of the good and bad is going to kind of isolate you from the village or the village mentality, or kind of send you on your path. And I think that part of your life is probably the part that scares you the most. However, the cards is indicating that, well, you got to kind of deal with your fears, sis. You know, you wasn't going to be in this village forever. You know, you wasn't going to be in this goddamn village forever. So now is the actual point in time for you to actually take this time to learn what you're going to do next, where you're going to go, what you're going to do when you get there, type of energy. And you could be completely fun with it because it's actually how you actually want to perceive it. My wife was telling me yesterday, and this don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it does. So my wife was telling me yesterday how like there's a media perception of pregnancy and childbirth that it got to be like horrible. I hate you.
Yeah.
That's the media's perception. However, you can actually, when you are pregnant, the facts are something quite different. You release oxytocin, so forth and so on. Where I'm saying your fears of moving on is not going to be as bad unless you want them to be bad, you know, but you get what's actually going to happen is going to be oxytocin release, which oxytocin is the feel good. Melatonin is your ability to project and create. So when you move, you're going to actually be able to create a new life, but that new life creation starts now with the education.
All right.
That makes sense.
Sure. It does. Well, you're speaking into something that has been coming to me in my meditation, and it's still sort of a foggy thought, but you're definitely pinpointing on some of the things. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and you don't have to move until you want to move. However, you should start thinking of different ways, like to contribute to the support of you moving more or less than have it. Where if you ask for this reading a week from now, I'm probably gonna pull the tower. And you'd be like, shit, I don't want the tower energy. But I was like, well, shit, you had like a whole month to avoid the fucking tower. So it's like, well, I don't want the towers. Like, well, then now's the time to not deal with the tower energy. But for some of us, the tower is necessary because we just like fairy tales and lullabies, and that's not necessarily life all the time. It can be for a particular point in time, but sometimes it's like, all right, crack open those books, take those notes, do your research, get everything down packed, get the job settled, get your loft, get your loft in order.
This is what I've been feeling.
Yeah.
This is what they've been telling me.
Yeah. Get it together.
Thank you.
Yeah, because when something turns around and then you be running, I think you don't want to be running sick. Want to kind of gingerly walk and have a nice little pace and stroll to your movement, you know, not to scare you or anything. I'm just saying, you know, I just would, like, if you have the opportunity to learn, I would actually, or when I say learn, just simply apply what you want to do in the future and then make that the intention for these next 30 days.
Thank you.
What scares you to death? What scares you? It's so easy now, you know, to become successful because all you got to do is figure out what scares you and then start to exercise that fear. So that's what I kind of speak to darkness and cloudiness, because you might just some people hate the vibration of cloudiness, which I do, but we literally had clouds for like 4 weeks straight with no break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So within that,
no, I know that's my native weather, so I know this feeling.
I actually had to love it and appreciate it. You know, it's like what I hated, but you know, it's truth in that, just like it's truth in the sun.
You
with me?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? You know, you can reach out to me if you want any more clarification. I just want to just encourage you to just learn, you know, what it is that you want to do, and this you. Well, go ahead.
No.
You could easily involve yourself in like entertainment or like whatever the case may be, whatever's happening around you. But I think the education or the educati, meaning that there's something within you right now that's alive, right? That wants to express itself and it wants to be brought out. But you consciously are unaware of this particular energy. So education is the stimulus package, quote unquote. That's an American reference. You might not know about that. But your $1,200 is your ability to raise up that energy. That's what's stimulating you. That's your stimulus package. There's a life that still needs to be lived. It's not really settled. Your energy's not completely settled and like set where it's at yet. Do you feel that or no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for some of it I do. For a
Okay.
lot of it, I've been happily settling, but I also am quite aware that it's not as soon as I settle here, I will be moving on. But I do know that this is not final spot.
Right.
Or yeah.
Right.
And this is also something I've been seeing this past week, like because I have been sort of I've not been joining the outside world because I all this fear and all the news and it makes my head spin.
Yeah.
So I switched it off completely. But then other channels open up and I've been having different sort of like tidbits, like little pieces coming to me that's been inspiring me to sort of get my notebooks out actually.
Right.
And to express myself again. So you're quite on point.
Right. So hopefully you're able to exercise those fear demons and turn it into fire type of energy that's going to elevate you and sustain you, because those same dogs that are barking at you can actually be those dogs that you walk around the neighborhood and dare somebody to step up to you. Like those could be your attack dogs, right? Those don't got to be the dogs that attack you. Those could be just, that's just Fido and Rufus. They look mean. They not barking, but you do anything to me, they'll tear your ass up. So it's like this negative energy that we feel coming towards us. We have to learn how to redirect it towards the world, because if we don't, that's the real virus. That virus is fear. It's in a movie called Contagion. I don't know if you like into movies or stuff, where the fear is the propaganda, the fear is the news, which is the virus. But we have to be strong enough or cognizant enough to turn that fear inside out, right? And once we do that, we're able to actually navigate and get to our path and our purpose. And the fear actually disables that strong side, that Sabian side. That's those Sabians there. So the story of the Sabians is like Romulus or Remus took one of the wives and they raped all of the women. And the interesting thing about the Sabians, they was like, oh wow, you gonna do that? Wow, we're about to come back and just kill everybody. We're just gonna come and just destroy everything because you don't disrespect us. You don't, you know what I'm saying? So just the fierceness of the actual energy, like, of the Sabian bloodline, and just the continuation. Not to say that you gotta take down whole villages, but just I know that you ain't no punk out here. Your energy ain't no softies. Turn those demons around and begin to kind of walk your dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. What they call? You're not in Australia. I was like, they call them dingoes, but you in Denmark. How far is Denmark from Australia? Is it close or relatively?
That's also opposite. That's another part of. We usually call it like people will be walking upside down. It's the other side of the planet as well.
Really?
It's Northern Europe.
Oh,
yeah,
so
Northern
Denmark
Europe.
is like, Denmark could be damn near like green, like Canada or some shit if you really wanted to be.
Yeah. That's like the middle of Hudson Bay.
Yeah.
Like if you put on the American map.
Yeah.
That's Denmark.
Gotcha. So you close.
But I can imagine those dogs as well, because this is what I have been watching. If I wanted to watch something, I've been watching dog rescues for of pit bull like or bully like rescues, like of different dogs, and only the ones where there would be like good endings, happy homes.
Yeah. And that's the energy. That's the energy right there.
Good.
That's the energy right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy. I ain't know that. I ain't know you was watching dog shows, so that's the energy right there. That's it right there. Like good doggy. Good doggy, Good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. For sure. I appreciate you, Sabine. If you need anything, be
Yeah,
sure
you
to,
too.
reach out to me.
I'm
We can
working.
figure it out that
I
Patreon
will.
situation.
I'm trying to figure out this Slack, but that was because
Oh,
this share you had yesterday,
mm-hmm,
all three, four of you,
mm-hmm.
which was just you guys were on fire. I was cooking dinner and I was really because I'm in a different time zone than you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and I was just enjoying it, and I really got like I was like, look, I went and I found the app because I was like, no, I heard you all talking to me. I was like, okay, I was.
Sure. Sure, and you would be a nice addition in the Slack family because in the Slack family we need diversity. You feel me, Sabine? So with all of that being said, I'll send you an invitation. You don't even gotta do nothing. I got your email and my Gmail and my
Uh-huh.
contacts. So I'll just
Very good.
retrieve your email and send you an invitation,
Very
make
good.
that process seamless and super easy for you to join up. So, we want the
Very good.
vibrations and the views from Denmark. You feel me? So all over the world, we
Hmm.
can all have a
Hmm. Hmm.
platform where we
Hmm.
all can talk and build and, get these conversations going. So I appreciate you. I'm going to do that
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
get off
yeah.
this live.
Actually, can I
Okay.
stay on? Can I stay on this Zoom? Because
Oh
then I
yeah,
will
yeah,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah, yeah.
listen.
You
Good, good,
perfectly
good. Then I'll
fine.
be
You
listening to
perfectly
this.
fine. I got
Good, good,
I
good,
got
good.
one more call to get to. I got to talk to my dog K Dog, and then
All right.
beyond that,
I appreciate you so much.
no problem, Sabine. And
You
it's
and your
the
whole
same.
family.
It's the same. It's the same vibration and all of the things that you've done, support me, Patreon, and all of those other things. So, you don't have to do
Thank
that. So I do appreciate the vibrations and hopefully, the energy is repeated and can't even think of the word. Start with R-E. Lauren Hill said it. Damn. Reciprocated. God, yeah, damn. Hopefully the energy is
Ah.
reciprocated.
Why not?
Ashe. You have a
Global
great
ping
day.
pong ball.
But don't hang up.
You
Don't
too.
don't hang up. Stay on
I'm
the.
not hanging up. I'm
All right.
just sitting here.
Cool, cool. K Dog, what's good, bro?
Man, I'm cool. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Just enjoying this quarantining or whatever you call it. Just locking in with the family. What's good?
Yeah, for real, for real. Same old thing here,
Mm-hmm.
kind of moving around, but staying in also. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna letting it hold me hostage like that. Um,
Oh
you
no,
know,
no, no.
yeah, man. We ain't talked in a minute. I've been tuning in, but there's a couple of issues with the whole audio thing and the
Mm-hmm.
tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But yeah, man, I've been wanted to holler at you and kind of catch you up on what I had going on. The last time we talked, I was going to the ayahuasca
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
ceremony.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Speak
and
to it. Speak
that
to
went
it.
real good.
I'm gonna
That
let you
went real
just
good, man.
yeah. Just tell the
That
family,
went
like
real.
you give it. Like, I'm gonna let you just take the floor and you just kind of break down whatever you want to break down.
I got you. I got you. The first thing we did, we took something called Happy, and it's HAPI, and they put it in your nose, and what it does is it balances the hemispheres of your brain. So like that way, once you get into the spiritual realm, you're not waking yourself up or throwing yourself off because your conscious mind comes through and just knocks what you actually may be seeing or feeling and pulls you out of it. So we did that at first, and that was a little experience. I kind of felt a little high when I first had did the happy or whatever, and then after that they started administering the medicine. It was a beautiful ceremony. They had the drums, and they had the guitar. They were singing. They were dancing. It was just three of them. Two shaman, one female, and one male, and then the other guy, he was a musician or whatever. And we just we held space for each other. It was two other ladies who were there, and they had their experiences. I had mine. The thing that I really got out of it was not going and touching with my divine feminine. Because like we had spoke before, I told you, being from New Orleans and
Mm-hmm.
different little situations like that. You gotta be about it. You gotta be about your business and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
Um, so that's what I got a lot of that I had blockages and didn't. with my childhood, and she was a loving, caring woman, but my stepdad, he was verbally abusive and physical and all of that stuff. So I didn't have that balance of that the masculine being where it needed to be for me. So I kind of shelled up, and I had to get hard because it's like I used to always say, I'm like, I'm a child, and I got this grown man, and he dealing with me like I'm a grown man. So when I became a grown man, I became old enough to defend myself. It was like I'm not about to let nobody play with me. I'm not about to let nobody disrespect me. But what I inherently did was I blocked myself off from being open in a lot of ways. Is what I was getting told, to where it was like I could see how my mom would love me and she would care for me, but I wouldn't stay long enough to just be held or hugged. If you get what I'm saying,
Right.
you know.
I got you.
So it's kind of like somebody hugging you or whatever, and then you kind of like get off me a little bit of that's too much love. Like I got
Right.
a son, and when I be loving my son, I pick him up, I kiss him, and I hug him real tight, and he be fighting me sometimes, and I be like, quit running.
100%. Yeah. I got
Yeah,
you.
I'm like, quit running from my love, man. You're gonna get this love or whatever. So I was told that, and then a lot of other experiences came to me while I was on that level. So it was really good. I was writing some stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it in front of me right now, and
Yeah.
it's been a little bit of time, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't recall everything. But
Mm-hmm.
good, bro. I was good for like I was good after that. I was a lot more open, like I said, and
Mm-hmm.
just accepting and understanding the path was going great for me. I had made my move up to the A and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, and it don't even have nothing to do with the Chris Brown and nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I say like maybe the past 4 days, my energy has been thrown. Not four. It's been about five. I guess I was a little. I guess I'm kind of straight today or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But like about the past 4 days, my energy had just been low and thrown off,
Mm-hmm.
and I really, just kind of like, I got hit with something or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and it kind of just like sucked me in, and I've been, not fighting to get out of it, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, being there and feeling that, but
Mm-hmm.
also at the same time knowing like I don't really know. So
Right.
that's actually where I'm gonna have to give the floor to you and kind of see if you could help me out maybe.
Sure. And so I'm not gonna hold you and say like I have been in a different vibration. No, I've been in that same vibration as what you just referenced, where it's not
Right.
to a point where I'm debilitated. However, it does seem like I'm being held up or caught up by a particular energy. And what I've been having to do is just go to sleep or just meditate or relax and be comfortable within myself. I within that space, like a couple days ago, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was just doing my regular degular, and then just something hit me like a ton of bricks, like wham, pow, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of just leveled me. And then I just forgot
Right.
about where I was, time, space, and everything. But as I was going through my descent, I seen like a small glimmer of a light. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my kids together or whatever, because I'm about to figure out where this light is about. So I just get my kids together, cut the programs on for them or whatever the case may be, so I can just have that space and time to meditate. So I'm in my zone. And yeah, from there, everything began to open up for me. It's like far the dream world, and it's interesting. From that point, I actually had like a really disturbing dream, but within it, my wife helped me decode it in some forms where it was like, what would happen if you look back, and just kind of explaining the actual modalities to not looking back. So I find you and myself when I'm saying that, where you could be leaving New Orleans, right? Because you want to, you find it to be better and healthier. However, you still have the propensity to look back, and it might be a millisecond. That's what I felt like in my dream. I looked back for a millisecond, I told my wife, like, go ahead, go. I'm gonna be right behind you. And I wasn't even going back for shit. But when I did go
Yeah.
back, it was like game over. So within that, I'll internalize like, okay, I'm on this mission and I'm heading forward, and I need to embrace heading forward and not look back, because in doing that I might cause myself more harm than is necessary. So through the ayahuasca journey, through you moving to Atlanta, through you making all of these major positive changes in your life, which spirit is bestowing upon you, you still had a propensity to look back. So just be, I'm not saying you are or you not, it could just be an indication that don't do it. And then beyond doubling back to the point of you kind of being sluggish or down, is not that. It's just the call to your spirit. It's the call to the abstract. You're not going to solve this shit by being logical. You if that makes sense. You going to solve it
Yeah.
by tapping into those dream realms. You going to tap it in by meditation. You going to tap in through those actual um visualizations to get you to that next level. And if it causes you to just relax and not do shit too for a day, learn to accept it and find the beauty of it. Man, it was beautiful. Like I don't even know what happened. You know, I just kind of days just kind of merged into one, and like this week literally just merged into one particular day. It's like
Mhm.
some people hate their days and shit, but you got to learn to love your days. Every day should be centered in activities, actions, vibrations for which you love, and even if it's taking your ass to sleep. Like it don't
Yeah.
matter. You feel me? Or cuz you got
I
to
feel you.
not beat yourself up for being tired or needing to relax. You need to shake yourself out of that. So this is what's actually
Yeah.
happening.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's real, bro. Like, see, you had it in the dream realm, but
Mhm.
exactly what you're saying, that's exactly what it was with me. You know, it actually was it wasn't, it was something that somebody brought to me,
Mhm.
about something else, and
Mhm.
then I thought I was straight, but it sent me back, and it
Mhm.
was like you said, like it's a passage in the Bible, like with Job and his wife,
Mhm.
where they was about to turn, it was Sodom and Gomorrah, they was about to
Yeah.
turn it into dust. God was about to destroy it or whatever, and he told them not to look back.
Mhm.
And as they was leaving, the wife, she looked back just for a second.
Mhm.
Boom, she got turned into a pillar of dust.
Right.
So it's crazy that you say that, because that's exactly what happened with me. Like I looked back and I was, kind of, it's like my leg got trapped there a
Mhm.
little bit. And it was a little hard to move forward, but it's kind of been that same frequency for me
Mhm.
as well. I haven't been too hard on myself or nothing for
And it
that,
was
and it's
like the
just,
no. I'm sorry to interrupt. It was like the Nolia
oh, now you good.
vibration in my dream, because it was like, you know how y'all be having like the short. You might have two variations. Like you might have a clean cut New Orleans dude with the
Yeah,
waves, but then you will have the dreadhead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
dirty. You know what I'm saying? But they was linked up together. You know what I'm saying? It was the clean cut New
yeah,
Orleans type of dude, but then it was also like the dreadhead with the big ass T-shirt.
yeah.
That
White
was
tee and Jabos on.
yeah, bro. Like I'm just like, yo, it's funny you just talking and you was explaining the dream. I was like, yo, it's funny because like it seemed like the niggas that was in my dream would be the same type of bros you would see in New Orleans. So you don't never know who and how people is connected, but you had these particular intuitions and vibrations, right? That
Right,
motivate you to call or reach out to discuss. And when we be having these dreams or these processes, sometimes they be for us, sometimes they not for us, sometimes they for us and for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It could be multiple meanings to the abstract. So, in
right.
discovering and expressing the abstract, you find, soul tribes and things of that nature. So,
Yeah, yeah,
when
most
you have
definitely.
those troubles and you have those slip ups, like even because we can readjust this energy very simply. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the spiritual experiences. What can trip you up though, bro, is not reaching out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to redirect the energy in a positive way once we have a conversation, bro. We can talk for 5 minutes. You'll be like, bet. But you can
yeah,
hold this shit in and be 2 weeks on a,
yeah,
emotional roller coaster. And you'd be like, bro, it take a 5 minute conversation. It'd be like, You know, just, and I won't even have to say nothing. You can reflect on your Aya trip. You can reflect on the
Yeah.
energy of holding space. Because when you was talking, I did the same thing that they did in the Aya trip. I held space for you. I just gave you space to just
Yeah.
be, you know, and that's what needs to happen between us in relationships. I'm here for you. I will hold space for you, but I can't just be I ain't that cold where I can just be like, hey, I feel that nigga K Dog going through something. Let me call him up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that cold. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I ain't
Yeah.
that cold. But if you do reach out, you be like, man, can you hold space for a second? I just kind of want to process some shit. Hey, bro, I'm gonna mute
Yeah.
my shit and just listen to you intently. Like,
Exactly.
and I don't even want no feedback or nothing. Hey, all right, it's even better.
Yeah.
You know, that's even better, bro. So, you know, it's just my job and my responsibility to be a person for which you can just, you know, hold that space. I'm just letting you know in the future that it's a 5 minute conversation, bro. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is perfect again. You know, we back to that space again. But when you think that you out this bitch by yourself and you don't got nobody to talk to, then you know what I'm saying? You gonna find yourself in groupings and settings where it's people involved. You gonna lose yourself when you get by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel that completely. I had said that I think that was about 2 days ago. I was like, dang, like I really don't. Well, I said I don't have anybody, but at the same time, I was like, well, I know I do have people. I got my ancestors and stuff. But as far as just thinking on a physical realm,
mm,
you know, I was like, dang, I ain't really got nobody. Then the day I was, listening to the build, and I'm like, I got my nigga Hood.
right,
Let me holler at him, man.
right,
Let me stop being quiet and just see, you know, reach out and chop it
yeah.
with my dude and
And this shit don't cost you
go from there.
nothing, man. It don't cost you
Yeah,
shit. You know what I'm saying? It just
yeah,
it don't cost nothing. Even the people that's listening your live, it don't cost you nothing to hold space for your friends. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, it don't cost nothing for you to kind of just let a person tell you what's up with them without you internalizing it. They'd be like, oh, no bad vibes and shit. Like, yo, fuck all that shit. You know, I need
Yeah,
support. I need somebody to talk to, especially when I'm going through shit. I wouldn't never be like,
right.
oh, bro, you only got to come to me with that positive shit. You come with them low
Mm-hmm.
vibes. I'm like, nah, bro. It's like, I'm waking up something in you because you a healer, and when you healer, you like a doctor, you a nurse. So the actual profession is to be prepared for people to come to you with wounds. That's the whole reason that they fuck with you. So as healers,
Yeah,
you gotta be prepared for that. Like, it's a trauma unit, bro. So like, double fold. When you come to me, you know what I'm saying? I expect that. So it ain't shit. Like, it be like, bro, why you coming to me and everything perfect, bro? You know I'm a trauma unit. You holding shit up. Like, somebody behind you, the goddamn leg done got pulled off, nigga. Like, help me with the god. You supposed to be helping me with the goddamn sewing machine, nigga. You supposed to be sewing this shit together. You coming around here perfect. Like, so it's like when
yeah,
you awaken yourself up, you then are awakening up your inner nurse or your inner healer, and then from that vibration you can't get too caught up in yourself, or you can't expect the best from people. Like, you got to actually go into your healing bag. But you
yeah,
know, through these processes, you know, which you actually on a strict regimen, I don't necessarily think you done with the self realization path, but your self realization path is going to open up to you, because I know it's real, because you couldn't even tell people. Maybe you could, maybe you can't. Where'd you get your Aya training from? Or that's a secret pathway. Like, I wouldn't even ask you because it's super personal to your path. Like, that shit probably don't even exist for me.
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? How you figured it out, where you got the contact from, where it was located. And be like, bro, don't tell people. Sometimes you tell people. It's like, you don't tell people where you go to medical school at.
yeah,
You just gotta understand, like, these actual processes and these things that open up for you is going to open up, but it's going to open you up to be a healer. And throughout this, you got to kind of be prepared for the work that's being presented to you. And man, from your lineage, from your upbringing, from your friends, from your experiences, they indicate one thing. You know, that you're a real root worker and you a real healer, but you don't embody or express yourself in that fashion. So whenever you want to need me to hold space, I'll open myself up like, oh, mute my shit and kind of go in, cause you searching for something, you realizing something within yourself, and you ain't gonna have this realization within yourself because the healing don't really exist within yourself. It exists like a doctor don't be sitting there fucking sewing his fucking stitches and shit.
Right.
Healing his
I get that.
goddamn leg, that don't even make sense. I'm a cold ass doctor. Look at all the shit that I healed on myself.
For
Do
real.
that read? Do that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, that make perfect sense. It made perfect sense. Yeah, man. I get that completely.
You gonna have to get
I
out in the
appreciate
world.
it. Man,
You gonna have to
that's
get
what
over
I'm gonna,
yourself a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And strike into your healing bag, you know? And that's gonna be a beautiful process though. Because your
yeah.
ancestors, lineage, birthright, DNA, RNA, mama, daddy, grandma, grandpa allowed it for it to be such, you know. A lot of this shit was already planned and pre-programmed and ordained. You just gotta kind of open yourself up to the actual factual, the energy.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I feel that completely. I've been thinking that lately too. I was like, I need to give more of myself, like not as far as being given, but being given, showing the world, actually who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'd be to myself and I'd be like, I'm a cold dude. I'm funny. I'm an actor. So
Mm-hmm.
I was doing something with the director a couple of weeks ago, and it was some comedy, and he was like, bro, like he put me on the spot, and he was like, you go ahead and do your thing. And I started cutting up. I started acting a fool, really just wilding out, being open. And he was like, I did not know you had that in you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just laughed. I was like, yeah, man, I said, I really be wilding, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of, played a quiet role and a laid back, chill, kind of watch and observe kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But I was saying I kind of just need to, open myself up and give more of myself, like really just
Like, what's the most
open.
powerful healing mechanism in the world known to man?
Mm, sound,
Yeah,
vibration.
but within the sound, what is the actual thing that's happening within the body? You laughing from the sound. So your
Yeah,
voice is a particular
yeah,
frequency. Your voice is a particular vibration. Is an instrument for which, when it is manipulated and organized in such a fashion, produces the unconscious symbiotic reaction, which is laughter, which within me, like, what's the difference between a comedian that's good and a comedian that's not good is the real response that it gets from the people, because that person is so cold at healing. Like, you gotta
that makes
understand that. To be like,
that makes
why
sense.
would you be a comedian? Like, why would you even make jokes? Because you actually, so the jester and the king, right? They number one. And so what happened to our people? The first people that they killed was the clowns, the sacred clowns. To whereas we don't even realize this science within our communities and tribes, but we do pick up on it with the Cat Williams, Dave
Whoa.
Chappelle's, and
Hey, look, I don't even mean to interrupt you, bro. You was talking to the girl about the dog energy. A pretty pit just walked up to me loose. It's pretty. Like he's sitting right in front of me with his mouth open, wagging his tail.
he cool. You good?
Yeah, he cool. I was like, I don't know if I need to punch you or, but he chilling. He chilling. Yeah, it's cool,
I
man.
shade to the Anubis energy. You know what I'm saying?
For
You know, it's all in alignment, man. You know, bringing that shit to the surface, like everything that I saying in the realm of like healing, you might be thinking like, shit, you think that you actually doing surgery. But my thing is figuring out a way to use your frequency and your voice to heal internally. And that's the healing that we talking about, and that's the healing that we waking up. when I say that your path is so divine, I want you to internalize what I'm saying when I say that. When you awaken in that ability to be that sacred clown and awaken that energy and find the vitalness and the importance of it, which is actually necessarily in this time because ain't nobody really laughing.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got you, man. I resonate with all that. Everything you said, you know, you're always on point. Always on point, most definitely.
You know, dog, K Dog, you know, like I hold this space for, you know, water seeking its own level, man. I just see you do great. I can see you doing great things in life, man. You know, amazing things in the realms of entertainment and comedy, podcasts, like them boys who be doing it. What's their names? Sade and the other dude, can't think of their name. But they got the little
Talk about
podcast.
I don't know.
They
You
in
ain't talking
the
about DC Fly and all them.
yeah.
Eight something. Yeah,
Yeah,
seven. Yeah, I
850
know
or
what you're
something
talking
like
about.
that. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
I
them
can see
boys.
you just kicking the shit. And the thing about a podcast, man, you gotta, if you can make people laugh, you good, you know, because people gonna tune in and get them vibrations, man. You sitting on a gold mine, man, and it's in your voice, it's in your heart, it's in your soul, you know. And you might be having like money problems or money issues that you ain't clear of, and you trying to figure out what to do with your money. You might want to invest in yourself and your career.
Real, definitely. Okay.
You already there. You know, I'm saying shit that you kind of can see. You see that shit with your two eyes and shit. But you don't put two and two together.
Yeah. That man, bro, when I be talking to you, it'd be like, you know how you got brothers and your brother know you know yourself as you know your brother
Right.
deeper than anybody else. That's how it be. I'm like, yeah, man, he already know. He know what's up. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff you say, I be done thought it or felt it, you know, and it be coming back around like, come on, you know what's up with you, bro.
Yeah, you already know what it is. You already know what you need to do. And what's going to happen when you invest in yourself on the, like, in the ground, like you got people that fuck with you, but things like, you know, check out my podcast and whatever the case may be. I ain't going to put ideas in your head because I'm trying to be a co-host. Oh, what did I say? Oh, shit, I'm tripping. Oh, yeah. Oh, but whatever. Damn. Yeah, but when that shit happen, you know what I'm saying? Shit gonna blow up and shit gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You be like, all right, we about to do this tour, about to do this, about to do that. Like, I see that shit just going. You know what I'm saying? And you in the A, you already know it. I ain't about to break this shit all the way fucking down and all that, man. You know what it is, but it's just like, bro, come on now. Like, I'm so excited for you. But I want you to be excited for yourself, you know. But it's gonna happen when you have those down times that you don't isolate. That's when you know, like, all right, I done grew the fuck up. Like, I'm ready to do this shit. Cause when shit get bad, I ain't gonna isolate and run and hide. I'ma actually deal with my shit. And that ties into this whole conversation where we become psychologically sound. When we have our issues, we deal with them because our issues are indications that we need to deal with them, and we ain't going to, you know, hide from the shit.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, man. I appreciate you, dog.
Oh man, you know, I'm just waiting for that invitation. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, all right, contract from K Dog. Okay. That contract we was talking about, that's gonna be the subject header. I'm be like, yep.
Yeah. For real.
I'm waiting, bro.
You have me joked out, bro. You have me joked out on, have me laughing. It's man crazy.
Oh yeah, man. You gotta be. I mean, shit. Laughter is the only medicine there is nowadays, you know. And you'd be like, niggas would really be taking some coronavirus vaccine nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You be like, nah, man. You ain't even smiling at this bitch. You talk about you sick. Like, necessary, man. We just gotta understand how to really bring our gifts to the surface. But your path, man, is a very sacred, personal path that's only for you.
Right.
Moment you wake up to that, it's important for you to recognize how fortunate you is from a spiritual level and not give yourself no breaks on that shit.
That's true. That's true. It is.
Cause if a moment of you fearing, that's like, damn, you don't even understand who you is spiritually.
Yeah.
Right?
Feel that. Feel that completely. Yeah. Yeah, you can't slack up. Can't give yourself no breaks. No room to hide and no room to run. You know.
Oh man, you a goddamn beast out here. You know what I'm saying? You a damn giant out here. So it's just like, what you gonna do? Like this whole energy is shifting and changing. You just gotta get your teeth, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get your teeth in the game. You know what I'm saying? Get some teeth in the game, get some skin in the game, get up on there, be like, oh, motherfuckers gonna be reaching out. You be like, man, hold up a second. Cause you coming at me like I don't know who I am and shit, and I know who I am, and you ain't about to drape me off and shit. So it's just a point in time where it would have been a time where a person would be like, oh, okay, dog, let's do this. And you'd be at this point where like, well, I don't know my worth, so what's up? You know what I'm saying? And shit ain't work out. And you like, damn, what the fuck wrong with me? Is something wrong with me? And do I not have it? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But it's really like, bro, you gotta understand that you perfect out here first and foremost. You gotta understand that you a giant in a realm full of fucking midgets or shit.
Yeah.
You get me?
I feel that completely.
Your perspective. So it's like getting to that point, you know what I'm saying? And your name K-Dog, so that's a triple entendre to the, to the dog. We gonna end this shit the right way, bro. I appreciate you, K-Dog. I just need you to reach out a little bit more. Let me know everything is copacetic with you, bro. That's all.
Man, I got you, dog. I got you most definitely. Right. Your email is on your in your bio, right?
Yeah, it's just regular Hood Mystic at gmail.com.
I got you.
Once you email me, I'll just shoot you my phone number so you can just hit me with a text, something easier.
That'll work.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Love, dog. Appreciate everything again.
Same thing here, man. Same thing here. Appreciate you, bro.
All right. Take care of you and the fam.
No doubt.
All right.
So there's two people in the chat that I did not get to, and I so apologize because y'all didn't have y'all mic enabled, so it wouldn't been able for me to kind of talk to y'all. So I don't know, whatever we can do to compensate that or reconcile that, whether you email me and we can talk directly, we can still have those conversations. But I'm gonna end this transmission for now and prepare. The next time I come on live will be for a session 3 of the quadrant cash flow. So I'm gonna try to link up with Honcho, hook up with Jazz, hook up with Phoenix Muse, and see what the best time is, whether today or tomorrow. We're gonna do some financial breakdowns. Hopefully we've been all reading our book, getting to the end of that. Probably going to transition to a new book within the next week or two. However, we're just gonna finish this quadrant cash flow or cash flow quadrants out. So if you're interested in those conversations, please be sure to utilize the links, join the Slack. Beyond that, this was an excellent, healthy, long share. And beyond that, I'm not going to continue to talk any longer. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Shout out to you, Mad Titan. You already know what it is. You already know how we get down. www.hoodmystic.com, hoodmystic@gmail.com. You know, that'll be that. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.